record. I want to go ahead and welcome everybody on 12/12 too. Today is 12/12. And of course, we have Kellee White and James Van Praagh. And I'm so stoked and honored. And I know everybody else is stoked. It's been a lot of chitter chatter about it. Lots and lots of chitter chatter. What an amazing gift for our holiday program this year. I can't even express my gratitude, which is weird for me, as y'all know, because I have lots of words a lot of the time. So, with that being said, I'm gonna just open it up to Kellee and James, and they're gonna let you guys kind of know. They're gonna introduce themselves, let everybody know what the evening entails tonight, and where to go from there. And if everybody wants to go ahead and mute yourselves now, and then they'll talk about when they do the reading, how you guys want to interface with them. We're kind of interrupters in this group. We all just talk. So if however you guys want to do that, if you want them to pop up and say that hits for me, I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. I'm gonna let you run the show. So everybody give a huge welcome to Kellee and James, please, because it's amazing that they're here with us tonight.
Hey, wow. Thank you, everybody. That's
Thank
just
you.
so nice. Oh my gosh, what an honor to be here today. And I was so excited because I love this group. I have such a fondness and just a love and a hope for this group. And I was so excited because my dear friend James Van Praagh said he would join me today. And this is a really big honor for both of us. And if you don't know James Van Praagh, he's written between 12 and 14 bestseller books, New York Times bestseller. If you don't know who he is, he's the most incredible medium that the world has ever seen, actually.
You should know who I am.
You should know who he is. If you don't know who he is, oh my gosh. And I'll just tell you briefly my background, and then I'll have James tell you about his background too before we begin. My background is I am a spiritual medium and a psychotherapist both, and I work with grief and loss on all scales with all kinds of people here. And what happened to me is I had a traumatic brain injury, and a traumatic brain injury led me to become a medium. It opened me up in ways that I would have never imagined. And I was really fortunate because James came into my life and really helped me open up my gifts. So that's the basic of my background here. I had no idea about the other side, but the other side truly exists. So James, tell us about your
Wow,
background.
Kellee, that's the quickest bio of you I've ever
Quickest
heard
bio
today.
I've ever
Wow,
done.
that's amazing.
Because we have readings to do.
I know. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for inviting me, Kellee. I've worked before with, I was telling Nikki earlier, with compassionate friends, parents who lost children and siblings for the past 30-something years, and doing benefits and so forth. And I always say the hardest part of this human existence, for me personally, is loss of a child. I would think it's the hardest lesson. I've been doing this work for 40 years now. As a child, I used to see spirit in my room all the time. And my mother used to say to me when I asked her who those people were, these beings of light beyond the bed, she said, those are God's angels. They always take care of you. I used to see them when I was a little girl. So we don't have enough time for it, but it's been a life lesson, the life journey here. And the older I get, every day we learn more and more and more. With every reading I do, I learn more and more and more. But I just want to get into it quickly, Kellee, by just saying that I have found now, I'm 63, that the more and more we do this, I realize that we are human beings, like to put ourselves in boxes. And we have to remember that we are souls having a human experience, not the other way around. And that this earth is just one place to have experiences. There are many, many millions of planets and spaces and places to experience what we call life. And life takes on many forms. So this is only one place to go. And losing a child or a loved one, that is a lesson to learn. And it's a valuable lesson. And even though in the human existence, we don't see the value of it many times. We don't understand things when they happen. But I do believe that there are no accidents per se. I believe there's divine timing in many, many things that we don't understand it at the time. But I tend to, let's say, use those things and make them a positive attribute into our lives and to each other's. So I've learned much from the spirit world, much from children who've passed over, and adults. But and I've been through every single situation possible of leaving the body. I would say every single possible,
I would say
every
you have
single
seen it all.
possible way of leaving. Would you say, Kellee?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Electrocution.
let's let's talk about soul contracts.
Soul contracts, great.
Yeah.
Well, from my understanding, and again, it's talking about things that are on a different level of dimension, if you will, like seventh dimension or sixth dimension, and we're applying those things to a three-dimensional world. So it's a little hard,
Yeah.
but supposedly, and what I've understood for many years from speaking with the spirit world, that the guides and teachers that we have. Those beings who are with us help us always to develop. We're always here developing. We're always moving forward. And before we come back into this human school, this is a schoolroom for the soul. We sit with our teachers and guides and go through our curriculum, and we learn. We go through what we have to learn in this lifetime within ourselves, with those in our soul group, which we have a soul group. That's our family and friends and children and so forth. And we have to learn from each other. It's almost like Shakespeare said that the world is it's like a stage and we're merely players upon it. I believe that more and more, that we take on various situations and we take on these roles or these characters to learn various situations from different sides of the coin.
Absolutely. And I feel that sometimes souls just need a small amount of time here on earth and they've completed what they've come to do, which is really to give others a lot of information about life, don't you think?
Kelly, it's really interesting, but the illusion, because the biggest,
Yeah.
I think there are two great illusions we have in this human existence. One is death, that there's death. There is no such thing as death.
Yeah.
We don't die. You can't kill energy. We just leave the body. We change form. It's energy. So there is no death. And the second illusion is separativeness, that we're separate from one another, when really we're connected to one another. And I think that we have to remember that we can time things in a physical way, that we say, well, someone lives 70, 80, 90, 100 years, that's successful in physical terms. But as a soul, we just come back to learn lessons and then we graduate and go back home. So there might be a soul that just needs to come through the birth experience before its first mother and father and then go and itself and go home, or live 5 years or 20 years or 30 years and then go home. So it's a soul timing. It's not the human time. And we got to remember that.
It's so interesting that you said that. I did a session for somebody this week, a grandmother who had lost a grandson who was 7. And the first thing the 7-year-old said to me was, I completed my mission.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I completed my mission. And I know everybody here is so sad, but I'm so happy. I did my work that I was here to do, which was to open everybody's heart.
Exactly. And you never know the lessons behind it. So many times, I'm sure many people here have found that when they lost a child, loved one, it in some ways forces them to get onto their spiritual path, because they question, how could God do this? Why would this happen? How could it prevent this? Those are normal, everyday, natural things that a parent would say. But really, many times I have found, 9 times out of 10, it's the agreement that they made before they came back, the contract that they had between one another, to force that soul left behind, if you will, the parent in this case, to go into questioning and get it really onto their spiritual path. Because a lot of people here in this call would not be here if that hadn't happened.
Right. So it can bring you a sense of purpose. Yeah. Also, it can bring you a sense of knowing that.
Every death has, I think every death is a gift. I really do. Mm-hmm. But we have to have the courage to open up that present and see what's inside the box and see what's inside for us.
Oh, I love that. You have to have the courage.
Yeah. I want to interject real quick. We had a huge synchronicity just now when you were speaking, James, because we were actually discussing soul contracts in the grief coaching session yesterday, and we used Shakespeare's "All the world's a stage and all the people merely players" when we were speaking about reincarnation and the screenplays that we write when we come into these bodies each time. So I love it that you just said that.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there are no accidents, just divine timing, right, Nikki? It's just divine timing. And I think the more we're aligned to that everything is in divine timing, the easier in some ways, or the more we can understand things from a different perspective. I think a part of this, the death thing, is a great teacher, because it does force us to change our perspective. I'm right now, as you can see behind me, I'm involved. I have a mess in my office. I'm involved in developing a course in my school, and it's based on the Florence Shinn book, The Game of Life, in the 1920s. The Game of Life and how to play it. And what I'm working on right now is perspective, which is what really changes our perspective, that we are a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. And I live like that every day. I do. I just am aware of it. And it really helps. It really helps.
Right. It's using a different lens to view everything.
Correct. Yeah. Very true. Very true. And Kelly and I have seen many types of movements out of the body, many types of, I don't like to call it death because death is such a, there's connotation with death. It's a beginning, really. Death is a beginning. It's not an ending. It's a beginning. It's going to start a whole new, well, it's an existence. We die every night we go to sleep, where our soul leaves the body. Every night we go to sleep, the soul, which is within the body, when we're just about to fall asleep, usually it comes out of the crown chakra. And many times, if you're not aligned correctly, you'll wake up and you feel like you're falling off a cliff or going a roller coaster. And really, what it is the soul's not leaving correctly out of the alignment, and then usually out of the crown chakra. So we die every night we go to sleep, and we go visit our loved ones and family members. And many of you of us would have I call them crossovers, where you see your loved one, and it's so real. It's more than a dream. It's because we go there when we pass. We go there at night, and then in the morning we wake up, which means coming into a consciousness, an awareness of the physical vibration.
Right. Would you say this is a more of a limited consciousness when we come back into the body?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's such a dense vibration.
Right.
They compare it to sitting down at 8 feet of water, sitting down at the bottom of the pool and have a conversation. And it's like it's not our natural vibration. It's not a natural frequency for us.
Right.
So it's a hard part for us because we go through, before we come back into the body, what's called the valley of forgetfulness, and it's going through this level of, like, we wipe the slate clean, don't remember a thing, and it's really a grace from God, because I think if we remembered our past or our lifetimes, we might have hurt somebody or done something. I think in this lifetime we'd be so obsessed with what we've done in the past. Would be like, for instance, for me, I know that I've done a lot of damage. Well, I know I was a general in many wars and responsible for the killings of many people, and I've come back in this lifetime to heal many people about death. So I think if we didn't have that clean slate, we'd be so obsessed about things, the bad things we did, that would be so obsessed about fixing that, instead of living our lives down, progressing in this lifetime and doing the lessons we have to grow in this lifetime.
Right. And each soul is here to grow and evolve and to continue to grow. And we don't stop growing because we leave the body. We continue to grow. And as James wrote a book called Growing Up in Heaven, if you don't know this book, this is a phenomenal book that I always refer my people to, because I think it's such an important work for people to know that no matter what the ages, they will continue to grow up in heaven.
And I've had Kellee, would you mind if I just read it? I just
talked about that
before, and I wanted to read this just quickly. It's called The Soul. Through the breath and scope of existence, the essence of your being has traveled, gathering experiences of every human emotion, situation, nationality, race, gender, type of death, and birth. The indefinable essence, which has traveled across time, is a vast storehouse of unlimited knowledge and possibilities, containing a collection of memories that are locked deep within you. What exactly is the pearl of great price? It is your soul.
That's beautiful. Wow. That's amazing.
And I've had that lovely, recently Kellee and I did a show. We had a show Monday nights called Both Sides Now and Beyond. A lot of you are familiar with that. And we just had Leslie Flint. We talked about Leslie Flint, who was a great physical medium. And that was my life. A highlight of my life was sitting with Leslie Flint, where there are voices that are disembodied voices, an artificial voice box in the air by an apparatus that they use called ectoplasm. It's a substance that's taken from the medium's body. And they create an artificial voice box. And you can go online and see Leslie Flint, and you can hear Queen Victoria, Oscar Wilde, Rudolph Valentino, many people coming through talking about that there is no death. It's just, there is no death. Don't get caught up in the trappings and think this is the end. It's just the beginning. And that how brave that parents are. I've heard this being told about also, that parents are so brave and have courage to help a soul pass over and to go through the pain of losing a child. That's a great thing for that soul, for that mother, that father, because you've given that soul the chance to evolve, and in that you too evolve.
James, I can't say that strongly enough, what you just said. You have to be a brave warrior. If God came to me and said, Kellee, I need you to do me a favor, I'd be like, no, I can't do it. And the name Kellee means warrior. And I'll warrior for you guys, but it means warrior. And I will be a warrior for my people that have had loss. But that's a big one. That's a huge one.
And the thing with parents also, you don't want to get caught up in that I shoulda, woulda, coulda, and have don't worry about that. And they, from the spirit side, would want you to move on with your life, to learn what you learn, and rejoice that they're still alive. I remember I did a reading for a parents and audience once, and I remember the boy came through. And he said to his mom and dad, he died of a drunk driver, and the drunk driver lived, and the child passed over. And he said, first of all, he said, "Mom, why do you stare at the ground? Why is that? Why do you say I'm not in the ground? Why would you put me in the ground? I'm not there." Like, well, that makes sense. And he goes, you know, Mom, you think of me all the time. He goes, "I lived 25 years of my life." She goes, "Yes." And he said, "You think of my life." He goes, "I lived those 25 years, but all you think about is the last day of my life. What happened to the
Oh,
24 years?"
wow.
And when you step back and you think about it, it's like, wow, we got to honor them on all those different levels, because
Right.
we want the same respect, wouldn't we? So
Right. Oh God, that's so
little
true.
nuggets that I've learned from them as well to
Right. Right. Gosh. I mean, we've been really fortunate to be able to sit in this seat, really, to be able to
pass
help so
on.
many that have
I
had this
think
kind of a
so.
loss.
I think so. I think it's a hard one, but I think that I love to help people to help themselves, and I
Yeah.
love to help. I help
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of people, but a lot of parents have been helped. I've met one lady, Marie Levine, years and years ago, and her son had passed over, and I just met her, and I said, "He's telling me you have great work to do together." And she goes, "I just want to die." And he said, "No, no, you have great work to do together. You've contracted for this great work."
Yeah.
Long story short, she's now one of the national chapters and chapters of Compassionate Friends, written many books, and has helped a lot of people, a lot of parents.
Wow. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that for a minute, because you're absolutely right. A lot of parents, when they go through this, they don't want to leave. I mean, they don't want to live.
Right.
They want to join their loved ones. And the first thing that the soul on the other side will say to me is, "Oh, no, 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 no. You're not going anywhere. It is not your time to go." I
And,
mean, and then they'll send the soul that's here somewhere to a therapist or somewhere that they need to go, so they don't leave early.
they don't want us to get stuck. They don't want the
That's it.
parent to get stuck.
Mhm.
And they said over and over again, "Please don't get stuck. Please don't do that. Do that to yourself or to me. Don't get stuck. I
Right.
moved on. I'm happy. I want you to be happy." And I've seen many times they come back and say, and they, they're sad, and sometimes the soul of the child gets sad watching their parent be sad because they're very alive.
Right,
And I'll
right,
say, "Why would you cry? I'm so happy here." But of course, we got to realize there is no death. There's only life,
right,
and it's
right.
again, yeah.
Well, this is interesting. Kat Lynn. Hi, Kat. She says, "I remember the first time I had a consistent connection with Ben, her son who passed. He told me, 'It's up to you. You can choose peace or pain. I know you have the courage to die for me. I need you to have the courage to live for me.'"
Oh, that's great. Wow, that's great.
That's great. That's wonderful, Kat. So, are you starting to feel some energy come in, James?
Sure. Yes, Kelly. What you
What do
want to
you think?
do? Oh, sure. Sure. Should we go with something here? You want
Should
to
we?
start, or you want
Oh,
me to
yeah,
start?
no, let me start with something.
Okay.
I'll tell you what happened this morning. I woke up and there was a group of your children, loved ones around, and they all come in together. So they're all together. I want to say arm in arm, holding hands, all together in a big circle here for all of you. They're all
They
together
would
here.
come together.
They
Yeah, they
come
would, as you
together. It's
come
a
together. Yeah.
right. It's exactly. And this group is a very special group.
Can I
And
can I
go
just
ahead.
interrupt you, Kelly? I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yes.
Now we get into the energy of it. Oh, because Kelly and I just go
Sorry.
faster and
It
faster.
goes faster. I can't help it. Yep.
I want to point this out that even though we do 2 or 3 or 4 readings, it's for every single person in this
Yes.
group. So don't feel as if you have to, I have to hear from Johnny. I got to hear. Don't do that because you'll block things. Just be open to the whole experience. I guarantee you it will affect you. It's for everybody here. And
Right.
that really, I can't say that enough. That really is how it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. All right. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to start with something that
Yep.
comes through because it's really important. And this her mother is here. It's a young woman who passes. She's they want her to go first, and they want her to go first here because in life she was very quiet. She's one of these kind of quiet types. She's very doesn't almost want anybody to look at her. She's sensitive. She's very sensitive. She keeps a journal. Her mother is here. She keeps a journal. The journal is all about her emotions and her feelings and how much she's so sensitive. In fact, she's so sensitive. She's telling me about she was so sensitive with her skin. Her skin is sensitive. Her hair is sensitive. Smells are sensitive. Shampoos, especially, are sensitive. So, which one? Who do I have as a mother here?
If you raise your hand, if it makes sense, that would be great.
Please. She's sensitive. She's more sensitive than the average soul here. Nikki,
Anybody yet?
is there anybody here that
That
recognizes this?
that could be my daughter Sophie.
Oh, I was going to say Sarah. It's her. It's her. I was going to say Sarah. It's her. She's very sensitive. Shampoos. You understand that? Smell,
Yes.
sensitive. She looks like you. She's got dark hair like you. She says, I'm
Yes.
very, and sometimes she wears it up in a, like a ponytail bun type of thing like this, but she doesn't want to be seen, if this makes sense. She's quiet. She's unassuming. She doesn't
Yep.
want to take up space. She doesn't want to take up space. She's just so quiet, but they want her to go first because she's wants you to know, first of all, you were her only friend. She doesn't have a lot of friends, but you were here on earth, her not just mother, but angel friend. And you understood her. You understand. And her writing is got really unique writing here. It's like a tiny little, like she's like, and she can draw. She could draw. Did she draw that behind you?
No, she didn't.
Okay, because there's like, I want to say drawing, sketchy, little things like this.
Artist.
Artists. I get real creative here, very creative here.
Yeah.
And she says, Mom, it really was my time. This earth, I'm not from here. And so James had said earlier when he talked about souls that are not from around here, that souls, they come from all different dimensions. I'm going to say she's definitely not from here. And I don't mean wherever you live. You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree.
And her agreement with you was only to be here a short period of time because you gave her the opportunity, she says, not only to be here, to have this experience, but you gave her the opportunity to enjoy things that she enjoyed, and she's very specific about what she enjoys. Animals, she could tell you every animal, what every single sign from an animal is. And it's like, I want to say she speaks cat, she speaks dog.
Absolutely.
I mean, she could do any of that, but people, forget about it. She just doesn't understand them. She doesn't understand meanness. She's just kind. She's telling me she has given you, oh my God, so many messages. And I want to say flying a kite message. I mean, to get your attention with a kite. Does this make sense? A kite here.
Yeah.
Okay, because she really wants you to know that she is on the other side and she's here with you. She's here with you, but she wants you to know she's found her voice now. She's with all of her friends in this group. You parents have done an incredible job because this group, and Nikki, God bless you, and Kat, God bless you, and really, God bless you for pulling this all together for people, because these souls on the other side are all together and they all want everybody to know that they're giving everybody their big hug and loved ones right now. They just love you guys. But she's telling me also, she says, I was a little mouse. I was like, I didn't want to take up space, but she says, I'm a lion now. Okay. So wait till you see, start looking for pictures of lions.
She's just one more thing to the list. She sends so many signs. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Kathy,
you were a really good mother
don't
for
beat
her.
yourself up,
And
Kathy.
she does sometimes have to send me those billboard in your face signs to make me say, okay, I hear you.
Yeah. You raised a wonderful girl, as sensitive as she is. I want you to know that she's otherworldly. I mean, she's on the other side, but she's otherworldly. You did an extraordinary job with such sensitivity.
Thank you so much.
You need to know that.
Yes,
Kathy,
she was always.
Can I just
She was
interrupt?
always never from here.
No,
Kathy, I just want to interrupt because it's going to be really strong. She doesn't want you to beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Okay, because you have a hard time with you beat yourself up a little bit, and don't do that. Okay, she's just telling me to tell you not to do that. Like, I'm not good enough. I should do this. I should do whatever. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah. No way.
It makes sense.
No. It makes perfect sense, James. Thank you.
Okay, it's really, really important you know that. And she likes the box of things you have of hers in your room. Little box of trinkets, little creative little things there in there.
Yeah, she collected little tiny tchotchkes, and I continue to add to her jar.
Okay. Can I go, Kelly? Is that right?
Yes, you can. Please.
I don't know if I'm still the same girl, but I have a young girl here who's around 17 years old, and I'm very aware that a mother would have her pierced earrings, and jewelry, and I wouldn't be surprised. And if this makes sense to you, you can raise your hand, and then the response could be yes or no. That'd be helpful. You'd have her earrings or a piece of her jewelry, and I feel you either have it on your person right now, you're holding it, or it's right with you. Does that make sense to somebody here, younger girl? I feel like 17, 20 years of age. And if it does, you put your hand up and we'll see it where it belongs. Okay. Nobody? Maybe it's the same girl. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Kathy's. Kathy, am I still with you? Would you have made things with your daughters? Would you have made things like beading with your daughter, Kathy? Beads?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe I'm still in with you. If it doesn't make sense to somebody else. But I think you'd have those beads or something right near your person right now. Behind you, the desk or something.
Always.
Okay, that
Always.
makes sense. So it's for you. Okay. Can I ask if someone has lost a son who also has a father on the other side with him?
That
No?
would, yeah, me, my son, and his father.
Okay, Tara, because I just got a man here with his father who wants me to come in with him and his dad and I want to come to you. And I got to say, their eyes are very similar, Tara. Would you understand that? Their eyes are very similar?
Yes.
And yes, okay. And would you understand that I need to let you know that they're together, but they didn't pass together, did they?
No.
Okay, but I just have to tell you that they're coming together, and I would know that there's a rock, a rock. You have either a rock, something with rocks, for that represents one of them. Would that make sense to you? Some kind
Yes.
of okay, I need to talk about the rock, the rock. And I need to let you know that you have something in front of a picture of both. There's a picture of both of them together at your house in a frame. The picture of them together, and I have something in front of that. I'm not sure if it's a candle or it's a stone or it's just something in front of that. That makes sense to you?
That makes sense.
Okay, good. I need to let you know that they're okay, they're fine, they're all right. The month of January is significant for some reason. I don't know why, but the month of January is
My-
significant.
Yeah, my son,
Passed in that day? Or that month?
he was born January 11th. His birthday is
Oh,
coming up.
okay. Okay, perfect. I know January, I've been thinking about January, it's very, very important. And would you understand if you knew anyone with the name Michael or Mikey or Mickey or Michael or anything like that?
My son is Tyler Michael.
Michael, okay, okay. Not sure that's it, but I just gotta tell that to you. I gotta say you have his jacket. He said you have his jacket. You still have his jacket in your house, don't you? Would it be a winter jacket or zipper jacket?
Yes, a Carhartt.
Okay, and your husband is laughing. He has a very good sense of humor. Your husband, I'm going to tell you, he's outgoing here, and he wants to say his sense of humor is still here, but he's kind of a goofy sense of humor. It's kind of a very dry sense of humor, if you understand that. And he wants me to tell you he's all right. I feel he was, of course, obviously younger than older when he passes over, but I got to say that something happens with him, and I feel quicker than delayed. I feel very quick. I feel surprised with the passing with your husband. Okay, you understand that?
Yeah.
Because he's here 1 minute and gone the next, and he's like, "What?" And I know that you have his shoes or his sneakers or his stuff, his footwear. He's talking about. Okay, and
Okay.
do you have a daughter?
I do not have a daughter.
Did he have a daughter? Was there ever a daughter anywhere there? No.
No.
Okay, so someone else is just stepping in. One more thing, then I got to go with the other person. Would you have a T-shirt that belonged to your son?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, he wants me to talk about that T-shirt. It's significant. I also want to ask you: did you put someone's shirt underneath your pillow after he died?
Yes.
Okay, that's just to let you know that's just to let you know that's evidence of life after death, and very, very happy. They're having a great time together, your husband and the boy. And I got to say, I'm seeing hiking here, I'm seeing outdoor stuff, I'm seeing fishing, I'm seeing they go out and they do all that stuff. And I got to tell you that. So I'm leave you with that. All right.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Sarah.
so much.
You're very welcome. Okay, Kelly.
Do you want me to start up again? Okay, I wasn't
Sure.
sure. So I have two boys here, two. Did a parent lose two? I don't know if they're twins. I don't know if they're cousins. I don't know if there's two though, two boys. Did somebody lose two? Two of them. Two. Could be two brothers, could be a brother and a cousin. It could be, it's two on that side.
My son and it could be my son and my nephew.
Okay, they're about the same age? like with almost okay, because it might belong to you then. And I know that water. I know you've got water in the background, but water's important to them as well. Does this make sense to you? Water's important to them. Sports are important to them. They first of all, you need to know they are together. Does the name Joe or Joseph mean anything to you? Joe, Joseph, could even be a last name. Joe, Joseph, with a J. Joe, Joseph. No, okay.
I have a father, Joe, who's also passed.
Oh, there you go. They're all together. That's it. They're all together. Okay. You need to know they're all together here because I know that that is important here. And it's like, I feel like the men's group right now. I mean, you have to know that each one of them came to get each one of them. These are together guys. They're together guys. They're sorry that it caused you, you've had a lot of loss. You've had a lot of loss. And it's your sister who lost the son.
It's my niece who lost a son.
Your niece. Okay. So it's a female. Yeah. Okay. You've got to give her a message. Okay. You got to tell her, Mom, I'm good. Mom, I'm good. It's okay. It was my time to go. You have to make sure you tell her that. He's telling me she's a real shark in real life. She's very intense. He says, he's telling me about that. He's laughing about that. He says, it's okay, Mom, we're okay. And also they're talking about reading a lot of books. So one of them must have been pretty educated because they're talking about reading a lot of books here. One of them studying to be a doctor, reading a lot of books.
I think Nicholas was studying to go into sports, some kind of sports therapy.
Okay, there you go. It's something about sport. It's something with sports, and then definitely a very bright guy. They're all bright guys, and but they want me to tell you it really is their time. It is their time. There's something about wood and making a stone, or something about wood. Was one of them did something about a woodworker? I don't know what.
My husband is a woodworker.
Oh, okay. It's your husband then. Okay. So thank you he says, for making my stone. He's talking about stones. There must have been a stone or something for him that was made. He says, thank you for that. And he's talking about your hands. You were very healing to him. You're very healing to him, to your husband. He's talking about hands. And I don't know what this means, but doing this, either holding your hands, grasping onto your hands. You were very important in his life. You are, he's telling me you continue to be very important in his life. He says, now, I've sent you rainbows. I've had to work on that.
Okay.
He says, I've had to work on that. And he says, I am here and I'm with the boys. You don't have to worry here. And one of them, something about the stock market. What does this mean? Stock or stock market? I don't know if somebody's coming in with that one now. I don't know. Something about financial. Did your husband leave you with something?
No, my husband's not gone.
You're okay. Their father. Okay.
Their father.
Something about money or stocks here.
Not stocks. I get half of my ex-husband's pension.
Maybe that's it. That's got to be it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I thank you. That's it. And he's really glad that you get that. And he's thankful for you. Okay. And the kids are fine. The kids are good.
Thank you.
Okay. So, all right.
Is that
Gonna leave you with that.
Bernadette, you got to take care of yourself, Bernadette.
Yeah.
Bernadette, you need to take care of yourself. Are you smoking cigarettes?
No. I have everything.
What else are we doing that's not taking care of ourselves?
I've been going through a couple of months of lung problems.
Okay, baby, but you need self-care right now, okay? And right now is a great time in this universe right now for self-care. The past 3 days I've been talking about that, and for me too, we need self-care. But I'm going to say I have to say that to you. I want you to go for it and through self-care, whether it's working out at the gym, doing exercise, starting a new diet, changing something in your house. You need something new because I want you to be the best you can be. And I know that those guys they want me to tell you that.
Okay,
I'm going to cry. So please follow through. Please.
Thank you. Oh, I am. I am already.
They left some unfinished business, and they want you to finish things up and get things going. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, sweetheart. I want to ask somebody, is there somebody here who lost a son through a hanging?
Yes.
Where is that, please? Is that Andrea?
Yes.
Can I see you, Andrea? Is that possible? Well, you don't have to if you don't want to, honey. That's fine. That was the son that passed over. I hate to sound. I don't want to be gruesome here, but I just want to ask you: did you have to find him?
Yes, I was the one who found him.
Okay, because I need to let you know that he wants me to say to you, um, what? This must not be the first time you've heard from him. Have you had a message before from him?
Yes.
Okay, because he tells me this is not the very first time he's communicated with you, and he wants you not to. Okay, I understand. Very intelligent boy, but I need to move your headspace from one to another. You got it? Because you're stuck in this one place, and you want to move your mind from one place to another. He's very, very sorry about you for discovering him, and he says we'll get through it together. We'll get through it together. I do feel a sense, and you got to stop beating yourself up for it. It was not your fault that he did this. So stop that. Get rid of that mindset, please, Andrea. Okay, we can't do that. We don't want you to waste your time on this earth having that mindset because that's not it. He had his own journey, and you helped him. He is fine. He is fine. I'm so sorry about. I'm so sorry. He keeps on saying, being very, very sorry. And have you moved from the house? Have you moved from that place, Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, you moved from that
Yes.
space, right? You're no longer living in that space, right? So that's fine. So that's gone.
Well,
Um,
still have that house. We moved. We
are you
moved,
physically still in that location?
we house and we go back to that house every so often, but we are not living in that house at the moment.
Okay, so we're gonna sell that place.
Yes.
Hasn't there been thoughts about selling it?
Yes.
Because he
Yep.
really wants that to happen. He thinks that will help with your healing, and he's pushing for that to happen. He's an outgoing guy. He's getting back to finding out who he is. In some ways, I feel he was a bit shy here, didn't know who he was in this lifetime, wasn't really aware of himself. Talk about a sensitive person, very, very sensitive. I feel a little bit of a loner sometimes. Isn't that right?
Yes, and he was
And emotional.
he was an empath.
He was an empath, very emotional person. You see, very, very sensitive, emotional. Didn't know his own. Oh, yes, I understand. He didn't know. He said where his own energy began and someone else's started. He said it was hard for him to discern between the two of them. And he wants me to thank you for ceremony you've done for him. And they've done some ceremony, whether you're looking up at the full moon ceremony or you've done something with you've been thinking about him with. I would almost say like drumming too, but I want to say he did something for a ceremony for him. Is that right? You understand that?
No, not yet, but we are.
Okay, so
planning.
Andrea, you know about looking up at the stars at night, and you thought about him when you looked up at the stars. And it could have been
Yeah.
months ago, it could have been a year ago, but he said you looked up at the celestial heavens and was talking to me. And he said, thank you for that. And I know that the full moon, I keep on saying a full moon here, so I know there was something with a full moon. You thought about him with a full moon. And there must have been recently, you have 3 photographs around you of him. 3, he said, 3 of them, 3 distinct ones, okay? And do you have a picture of him on your refrigerator?
No, at the moment I do not
Or
because
did you?
I might have.
Okay. He
maybe.
doesn't want you to be, he wants you to get out of this headspace. He talked about moving on. Did he ever play music at all?
I think he liked music, but he started to learn how to play the piano.
Okay, because I know that he's showing me a piece of like a music, some music, showing me music, sheets of music, and he's learning chords. And he said he had to learn the chords. That's what he's talking about. And he wants me to tell you that you'd be shocked about how well he plays now. And he said not only a piano, but he plays other instruments. And he said there are some instruments he plays which you wouldn't know there down here on the earth. And I want to ask you, didn't you used to have a cat when you were earlier on in your life? Was there ever a cat in the household? If I could say, when you were growing up, was there a cat? Was there a cat a long time ago in your life? He said he's with a cat that you
when
had
I
in
was
your life.
a teenager, but
Okay, he said he's with a cat that you had in your life.
okay.
So it doesn't matter how long ago, but there was a cat in your life that you were close to when you were younger, and that was your friend, and he has a cat. I mean, that's what he's just telling me, and it sounds very bizarre, but that's what he's talking to me about. He didn't mean to hurt you, he said. He didn't mean to hurt you. And he said, everyone is next to, what? He wants all the moms and dads. He said everybody is here with you. So all of you, all the people in this room, they're all standing next to you. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. You did the right thing for me, and he loves you very, very much, Andrea. And again, you're very psychic yourself. You're very sensitive yourself. This is again another opening for you to open up to your own intuition, open up to your own soul self. Hello, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I
Right?
I always knew that I was an empath.
Well,
Yeah.
what are you doing about it?
Well, it gets a little overwhelming, and I have closed up a bit.
Yeah,
So
well, listen, there are tools. I even have a school. There are tools for the highly sensitive, of course, for the highly sensitive. Just learn to know how you can work with the opening up and closing down, but you can do it. You can help many, many people, my love. And we don't want this time to go by without you helping others, because that's what you're here for as well. No,
yeah.
this didn't happen just by accident. Believe me. All right.
Right.
You're a good
Wow.
person, Andrea. Really, really good healer. So God bless you, sweetheart. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that was beautiful, James. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm up. I have a woman here, a young woman who passes, it looks like a drug overdose. It looks like a drug overdose. I'm just going to say it like that because she needs to talk to her mom about healing. She went to a healing facility. You tried to get her in, looks like rehab and things like this more than one occasion here. More than one occasion. You think you did everything you could possibly do. Is the mother here? Let's see, I don't see anybody. Nikki, is anybody raising their hand on this? It's a young woman who passes.
I think that's actually a private client of mine. She's not in the program this year, but this is the second time her daughter's come through.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay. So she's not here right now. The mother is not here. God. Okay. So it seems like it's really important you make sure that you give the mother a message.
I will, and I did last time, Cassandra, but I will do it again.
Okay, because apparently she's really wanting to get that message through
Okay.
I
here.
heard it the first time, right?
Yeah, you know how that works.
Yeah, so
The
absolutely.
souls will come in any which way they can, won't they, James? They'll try to come
Well,
in
Kelly,
any which
I
way.
just want to interrupt you. But the last time we talked to the men, the father, and the boys, you got something through. You have to imagine everybody. It's almost like you come to a. It's like we go to a party and everyone speaks on top of each other. Whenever they don't get through, they all stop and start talking, and someone gets through on this side, and someone else gets through, and it's not like a regular conversation. Like, "Hi, how are you today?" It's bits and pieces from different spirits. So, and we as mediums, not sure where the heck it belongs, so we just spit it out. So remember that it's coming from different places, and when they know they can get through, it's like motor mouths. They don't stop.
That's so true. Okay. I have to go start with something else. Did somebody lose a daughter that was a cheerleader or like a cheerleader? A cheerleader here. A mother had a daughter that was a cheerleader. Somebody who, is big into school, rah rah school.
Rah school.
Rah rah. Anybody, Nikki, does that make sense to anybody here? Somebody who's in high school cheerleader.
Or is there a picture of somebody with
Or
a
it could be it too. Does that ring a bell to anybody? I think you mothers would know this if it were somebody who's really important in high school. High school seems to be very important here to her. And she lost her life early on in high school.
Kelly, did you get how she passed over?
It looks like a car accident.
That actually could be one of my daughter's best friends. And her angel day was recently.
Oh, okay. It's your daughter's best friend? Okay.
One of her best friends, yes.
She was a cheerleader?
Yes.
Okay. High school car accident.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's the one. Well, you got to get.
Okay.
I guess you carry a lot of spirits around with you.
I'm writing the memos out for all the messages.
Oh my God, because her mom, she's freaking out, she says.
Okay, yes.
She says her mom is freaking, and that's the word she's using.
And I believe I got a friend request from her aunt yesterday.
Oh,
so,
you must. Okay, you've got to make sure you do something here because she's doesn't want her mom to go down any rabbit hole that she's already gone down to.
Okay.
She's already done it.
I had reached out to mom several times, but she wasn't there. So maybe she's letting me know she is.
Yeah, absolutely. Then. Okay.
Perfect.
That's just, you carry a lot of weight here. A lot of souls want to come through to you. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Kelly, can I just jump in really quickly?
You jump in.
I'm wondering if someone recognizes this information, would you put your hand up? Would someone recognize a boy that passed of a son I feel my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, and I feel like there's a gunshot, and I don't feel necessarily that that it was volunteer. It might have been an accident of some kind, but I feel like dies of a gun wound, and I'm not sure if there was someone with him when this happened, but I feel accidental when this happens. I just feel that way, and I know that I feel that gunshot wound, a gun, and I want to know if anyone would raise your hand if that belonged to anybody or.
My son did pass by a gunshot wound, but it wasn't an accident.
It wasn't an accident. Was it suicide?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mine
Uh,
was suicide also by gun.
Okay. Which one of
Me
you had,
too.
was there
Me too.
somebody? Okay. So let me just get more information here. Was one of them 22, 23 years of age?
My son was
Mine's older.
Mine was 20, but everybody thought he was like 22, 23. He looked older.
Okay. And which one of your sons was the one who did this one almost before did this, but didn't proceed, didn't succeed or thought about it or there was something out of the two, let me say the two of you ladies.
Mine did. Mine
You're-
definitely did.
Okay, that's I need to go there, so hopefully this will help you. But then may I come to you, please?
Yes.
Okay, let me just see your face again, if you don't mind. Is it Peggy? What's your name? Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. So you'd understand your son here passed with a gunshot, and would you understand? Would you know necessarily if it was a friend near him, or had you just seen a friend, or had been with somebody recently before he passes? Had seen a friend, or at a friend's house, or with somebody?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, because I know that he wants me to talk about was with somebody or some place or at that place. I know that there was thought about you, worrying about him that he would succeed with this later on, didn't you? He would succeed later on with this, and you've always thought about that. I also feel that at the end of high school, college, there was a little bit of problem there with him, wasn't there?
Yes. Then.
Because I know that you were worried about him going off the deep end then, that there was something going to happen. Because I just feel there was a shift of some kind, or 18, 19 years of age, there's a shift of some kind. And let me ask you, did you and your husband either separate or divorce when
Yes.
when his son was in teenage years or at the end of his teenage years?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So I know it in my mind, as it comes to my mind, that you in your thoughts, like, oh my God, I hope that didn't influence it. So Debbie, it didn't. So stop thinking that. You understand? So
Yes.
stop beating yourself up, because it wasn't that did that. I tell you, he's a lovely boy, lovely man. If I could say, I'm going to say boy, but he's a man. He's a young man. I want to ask you, was there a thought about him ever playing guitar or a musical instrument?
He never did. No.
He never did. Well, let me ask you this, please, because I know he wants me to talk about. He's really he feels very sorry, and it's interesting because there are sometimes, honestly, with all you folks, there are sometimes where someone completes suicide and they don't feel sorry per se. They say it was my way out. It really is an amazing experience, because we never know what the reason is behind these things. But with him, he says he feels sorry. With him, he doesn't feel like he could cope. And he said, go on. Yes, Debbie, you have his cell phone, do you? Did you get his cell phone right after he died?
No.
No, who has his cell phone?
His wife.
His wife kept a cell phone. Okay. And would you know about with the wife and the cell phone, were there other things that you wanted from her that you never received?
Absolutely.
And you know about fighting or arguing, if I could say it that way, arguing with her. And I know there was this back and forth with her. He's going on about you and her back and forth, which wasn't helping anybody really. But he's sorry about that back and forth kind of situation. You understand?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And he's on about how it didn't really help anybody, and he wants. Oh boy, this is interesting. Wow. Would you know if there was a Joanne anywhere, or Joan or Joanne? That name me anything?
I got to think here.
Okay, so keep the name Joan or Joanne. I know that you wanted some of his belongings back from her, and you saw you didn't get some of them back. And I know there was a fight, there was arguments. He's also told me about letters he had. There were letters, letters. I know there was a brief period of time that you didn't speak with him. Could have been 2 years or a couple of years, and he's sorry about that. You understand?
Yes.
He's sorry about that. He really is sorry. He said he wish you could turn back time, and you could have what is it? More contemporary times of memories instead of childhood memories. Understand?
Thank you.
Um, and I know that he's up with a doggy over there that you had him as a puppy when he was a kid. The dog's over there with him. I got to say that I know that. Would you know the name Thomas or Tommy at all?
Yes, yes.
Who is that? What's that connection with him?
It's my grandfather and my brother's middle name.
Okay, your grandfather's passed.
Yes.
Okay, well, I know you must have asked him to look after him because he did. I gotta say, would you know if his girlfriend was he going to marry her, or were they married, or was there talk of getting
He was married.
He was married, right? You did mention that. Was there talk about divorce with them or a separation between the two of them?
Not that I knew of.
Because I know I feel very depressed. And was there a child talk about having a baby, or was there talk about that with him?
He has kids.
He has kids. Okay. And was one of them under 2 years of age?
No.
It wasn't older than that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what this means, but something about a baby said. He says there was a baby born after he died. I don't know what that means.
My daughter, his sister, half sister.
Oh, okay, that's what it means. Okay.
Yes, she's 18 months old.
Okay, and go on. Mom, yeah. He said he has a new relationship with you than he's ever had before, and he's very sorry he was angry or he came across angry. Please accept his forgiveness. Please accept his apologies. He's very, very sorry he put you in a really bad position. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And your father's also passed over, hasn't he, Debbie?
Yes, James.
Because I know that your father wants me to hold your head and pet your hair and really he loves you very, very much. And he said, don't take on so much worry. Don't take on so much of this. And he's petting your head. I really, if I could just hold you in my arms and pet your head, I would, Debbie, because this is what he's doing. And your dad, not necessarily a great believer in life after death, he said, but he certainly believes now. And did he smoke cigarettes in the lifetime?
Yes.
Because I know that I want to smoke a cigarette. He comes and he wants to smoke a cigarette. I'll do what I want, he says. I'll do that the hell I want to do. And that's how he says it. I'll do what the hell I want to do. And but just like that, that's his personality, you see. The boy is fine. Your boy has to find himself. Your boy looked for other people to settle. What? Your son, he looked for other people to live life for him instead of him living it himself. And your son, he said he didn't want to take on some responsibilities, and had a hard time for some things. Oh boy, your father is funny. Your father said, I'm teaching him how to be a man. Would that make sense?
Right. That's a joke. That's a funny joke there.
And your dad must have had a son. You must have a sibling, correct?
Yes.
Because I know that he taught your brother how to tie a tie. I know he taught him how to tie a tie. And for some reason in my mind, he wants me to go back to that space and give that to you and say, this is what I'm doing with your son. In other words, he's looking after your son. And your son is growing up to be a real man here. I don't know what that means, but he wants me to tell you that. Your son is learning responsibility. Your son is learning to love and accept himself. But your father is a strong one coming in. And he said, I got to teach him responsibility. Now he's talking to me about a Mary, a May, a Margaret, that name. Would that be your mother or association with you?
Marilyn.
Marilyn. Who's that?
That's my mother-in-law.
Okay. She's passed over?
Yes.
Okay. Well, who had the cancerous condition, please?
Oh, my mother had cancer.
Okay. Because I just have the lady with the cancerous condition comes in to wave hello to you, just saying hi. And I got to say that to you, okay? Yeah. And that's all I have. Okay. So I'll leave with that. Thanks, Debbie.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm a dish rag. I'm just teared up.
That helps all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, James, that was incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to do one more, I think, James, and then you're going to do a meditation for everybody. But I have one more before we go into a group meditation. I have a younger woman who her mother is here who Christmas, and you were just looking at the Christmas ornaments with either her name or putting on her special Christmas ornaments, because she's talking about how important Christmas is. And I know as we're going into the holidays right now, in fact, I want to say her name could be Holly, or it's something festive. There's a festive thing here with Holly, and there's something about a Christmas tree and the special ornaments the mother is just putting on, and she's looks like she's younger when she passes. I don't, could it be anywhere from 12 to 15, younger when she passes. Is this you?
I think that's my daughter,
What is her name?
Emily.
Emily. Okay. Let me just say, yeah. I think it is you. Were you just looking at the Christmas tree and the little ornaments with her name on it and little things that you would have put together?
Getting ready to.
Yeah, she says it's okay, Mom. She wants you to do that. She wants you to do it. She's talking about how you two would always make things together, and Christmas is really important for you. And she says, I am here with her. Is there a brother also? Does she have a brother? She loves this brother.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that he knows how much she loves it. And it's okay that they don't fight anymore, but there was a problem there, I guess, for a while. But she wants me to make sure that you, especially one of the ornaments that's real intricate, and it looks like you have to glue some things back on to fix it. She wants you to do that, if that makes sense to you. She wants you to fix them up. And she's helping you when you're next to that tree, putting things. She's going to be right there with you, honey. She's right there with you. And she says, first of all, you're the best mom ever. I have to tell you that. She's telling me, make sure my mom knows how good and kind she is. You helped her cross, you helped her pass. And you're talking about, was she sick when she passed? Yeah, because she's telling me that you helped her pass. And she says that you allowed for her to come through to this lifetime, and you did her the best. Her soul is this big, right? It's huge. And because of you. And she's telling me that her dad suffered. And that you guys are still suffering. But she says, Mom, it's okay. I'm in school. I'm growing up in heaven. I'm learning everything. You see her with butterflies. I don't know if there was a sweater that she had with big butterflies on it or something like that with butterflies. This makes sense? Yeah. Because she's loving the butterfly reference here. And it looks like maybe you just painted a butterfly, or you're going to put a butterfly on the tree, something about that. And she loves animals too. She's an animal person. He loves animals. What does the name Scott mean here to anybody?
I have a cousin in heaven named Scott.
That's they're together. You need to know that they're together. Okay. And that she says that we're both growing up together, or we're together. We're together. You don't have to worry. Mom. We're not alone. We're together. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Just I want you to know how much you mean to her and your husband, her dad, and her brother. Okay.
Can I jump on that for a second?
Please jump on into that.
Was there also a thought about you buying, wrapping a gift for her and then put it under the tree?
Well, it's just like in the last hour, I'm going to her Girl Scout Christmas party, and I wrapped gifts for all her friends.
She was with you with wrapping the presents, wrapping the boxes.
Yeah.
But some of them, she's very particular because you don't fit the right gift in the right size box or something like that. Or you can't, you didn't. It wasn't the right size box of gift you used, and she's laughing about that. And was it a kitchen dining room table that you were wrapping on, a dining room table, or?
I've been in the kitchen too, making cookies for the party.
Rolls of paper and all that, and she's still with you for Christmas. So just know that she's with you. You know that she is. You know that she is. She's still with you Christmas time. Sarah. You're a good mom. Why do you beat yourself up? Why do you do that to yourself?
Yeah. So true.
Wow. I think for everybody that really what you want to do is also a Christmas time, if you have dinners or gatherings, put a place and setting for them there, because they'll be there and you can speak to them because they're there. One of the most frustrating things for the spirit is that we think that they don't exist, but they're right there trying to get through to us. And if we would just open and receive, so it would be. They would love that. They'd love that. So we'll often put a place there. So I thought, Kellee, and I thought I would close with a meditation for everybody, and we would do that. So this is a meditation that they just gave me to do. So I just do things kind of like I channel through this information. So wherever you are, if you maybe just close your eyes for just a few moments, and we'll just go into this a little bit. I'll just play some music for you. So wherever you are, just close your eyes. And as you close your eyes to the outside world, you open up to the inner world of light. Imagine that within you and around you is brilliant, brilliant world, this atmosphere, this lovely light. And as we inhale the breath, the prana, the energy of life, it expands that sense of awareness of our inner self, that light within ourselves. And as we inhale through the nose, and as we exhale, we let go of the breath. And each time we do that, we open our minds more and more to a sense or an awareness of a space much larger than our own. So together, let's imagine this beautiful golden light surrounding all of us, this universal light. And we breathe that into our being and breathe that into your heart space, this beautiful, lovely heart space. And inhale all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. And inhale. And exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Good. And inhale. And exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. Just a few more times. And inhale. And exhale, let it go, let it go. Good. And now imagine that all the way in front of you, projected all the way out, there was a space from your heart. Your heart projects this beautiful, loving space in front of you, all around you. And there is a scene there. And that scene perhaps is a garden of your own choosing, your own design, that reflects perhaps your own soul self. And I want you now to step into that garden and look all around, become aware of the flowers, the trees, the grass, maybe a waterfall or a lake in the distance. And just let this be the reflection of you. Keep on breathing in and breathing out. And as you look around more and more, you feel your own self connected to this beautiful garden. Your higher self, you could say, chose this garden as it reflects your soul. And as you look around this garden, in the very center, there's a lovely bench, made out of gold, a golden bench. And this bench is a bench of celestial making. It's a very special space, for this bench is a meeting bench. And at this bench, we are allowed to, if you will, visit and connect with a soul that has passed over now. So as you sit on this bench, become aware now the space in front of you, sitting on the bench opposite you, is that child you've lost, that son, that daughter, just one person at this time. And feel your heart connect with their heart. Feel their heart connect with your heart. And just feel with your heart. Don't think. Just feel with your heart. And just feel their love. And as you feel their love, let you connect with their heart, their love, as you become one. And as you surrender to this love, let them come closer, so close that you feel connected. You feel as if they're superimposed upon you. Become aware of you feel like them, they feel like you, where two become one. Become aware of their thoughts. Become aware of their emotions, their feelings for you, in other words. And as you do, you can ask them a question. Ask them one question. It could be any question you want. What they're doing right now, perhaps why they had to go, whatever comes into your mind, you may ask them and listen with your heart to their response. Feeling their love with that response. Knowing that you are not alone. No one is ever alone. We walk on this journey together. You are supported by many of the unseen. And feel them now hugging you, giving you a big, big hug, and thanking you, and helping you understand why they had to go, what the reasoning was behind it. No judgment, just observation. No judgment, just observation. And let their love guide you through, knowing you're never without them. They're always in your heart. And thank them and bless them. And slowly become aware yet again, back again of the physical body where you're sitting. And as you come back into the awareness of the physical body, you bring back a loving energy, that love, the remnants of that love. They're always with you. And breathing into the body and inhale into your feet and slowly exhale. Let it go. Slowly come back to the body. Being aware of the body now, of your shoulders and your arms, and exhale. Back in the body, breathing in. Being aware of the head, the shoulders, fully back in the body. And slowly opening up your eyes. And fully back, feeling their love that's with you. Love never dies. And when you feel it back in the body, you can perhaps raise up your arms, like wiggle your fingers. And slowly open up your eyes and be as one. With their love all around you. Divine Heavenly Parent, we ask a blessing on everybody in this space. We thank you, dear spirit friends and guides, for your blessings upon each one of us. And may we open up our minds and our hearts to see what is meant to be seen, to move forward to a new space and time, to receive the love and to bring love to each one we meet. We bless you. Amen.
That was beautiful, James. That was really beautiful.
Thank you both so much for being with us. It's truly an honor, and everybody that came through, thank you, Spirit. I hope you both have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us be part of this.
Thank you, everybody.
The work you do is incredible.
Thank you, Kellee. That means the world to me. That means the world to me.
And we're never alone. You're never alone in doing it.
Never. No, never. I'm never.
It's not possible.
So if the rest of you want to stay on for just a minute, and we'll do our closing and do some light housekeeping for the week. Other than that, everybody thank Kellee and James for joining us and taking time out of their day on a Sunday afternoon, no less. It's such a huge, amazing honor. I can't extend enough gratitude for the work that you guys do, for being here with us, for the healing that you spread and the ripples that you both have. Truly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just so everybody knows, remember that even if you didn't get a honed in reading, that they piggyback off each other. So if something hit for somebody else, it can also hit for you. I know there were a few names that were thrown out that hit for me and extended members of my family. So just take that and go. Please do not leave being upset if your person didn't come through, because whoever comes through is who needs to come through at that point. They know what we need more than we know what we need. In fact, prior to this, I had told Leaf, I said, if others need to come through, Leaf, you step back. So we're going to trust that whoever needed to hear whatever they needed to hear came through, and that all of our people were together. That being said, Again, tomorrow we have pop up with Kate with rune reading, or not rune readings, rune history. And then we'll do ugly sweater contest, ugly sweater grief guidance on Wednesday. Be sure to check your topics tab. If you signed up for the Secret Santa, you have been contacted with who you're in charge of. Other than that, do we have any questions, comments, or anything else before we close out? Nobody? Y'all good today? Y'all good today? Okay. Since we did the guided meditation with James just now, do you guys want to do our normal closeout through Zoom where we cut cords, surround and protect, and call our power back? You do? Okay, we can do that. So everybody, big stretches, get comfortable, deep breaths in, close your eyes, visualize, and repeat after me. Archangel Michael,
Archangel Michael,
Archangel Azrael,
Archangel Azrael,
please come down
please come down
and cut all energetic cords
and cut all energetic cords
that take away from my vibration,
that take away from my vibration,
that sever my connection,
that sever my connection,
that feed me pain,
that feed me pain,
that do not serve my healing and highest purpose.
that do not serve my healing and highest purpose.
Please surround and protect me
Please first surround and protect me
in divine white light.
in divine white light.
Thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Right? Get that energy moving through your hands. Clap, 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 clap. Jazz hands. Do the jazz hands. Get that energy moving. Everybody, deep breath in. Palms up. Eyes closed. And assertively command your power back by saying, I call all of my divine power back to me now.
I call all of my divine power back to me now.
I want you to visualize beams of light coming in from one another, coming in from anybody you've been in contact with today, coming in from all over the world if you've been online. Every single beam of light comes and centers to the palms of your hands. As it hits the palms of your hands, you may feel warmth. It may feel flushed or tingly. It hits the palms and it turns to liquid light. The liquid light moves down into your body cavity through your arms as it seeps down through the forearms into the elbows. It fills the upper arms and into the shoulders, where it moves into the chest space, up through the head space, opening chakras as it moves through, back down through the heart space, into the abdomen, the hips and pelvic area. Your body's filling with light, down through the thighs, into the knees. It spreads like lava down through the calves, into the heels, and fills to the tips of your toes. I want you to get a very strong visual of your entire body glowing with your divine white light from source. You may feel flushed or hot. You may feel tingles. When you get a good strong visual, some physical sensation, say thank you, and so it is.
Thank you. So it is. Thank you. Thank you, and so it is.
All right, everybody. You're welcome. Thank you guys all for joining
so
us.
much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad everybody was able to pop on today. We will convene tomorrow. Is that me? We will convene tomorrow. Oh, I think that was Kat. Okay. We will convene tomorrow with Kate, 7 p.m. I don't know if I'll be on or not, but Kate's going to be on schooling us about the rooms. And so I hope you guys can pop on tomorrow night. I'll get the recording posted. And other than that, have a fabulous Sunday and go with the Angels.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you, Nikki.
welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.